No Jimmy Butler, no Josh Richardson, no Kyle Lowry, no Caleb Martin. Apparently, no problem at all. What's up, Heat Nation? Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. It's Friday. I'm excited. You see a smile on this face because the Miami Heat done business last night again. The Heat win 114-102 against the Golden State Warriors. Now, I get it. This ain't the same Golden State Warriors a few years ago, but they're still a dangerous team. You got Steph Curry, you got Klay Thompson, you got Andrew Wiggins, you got Steve Kerr coaching. I get it. Draymond Green wasn't there last night. He is the heart of the team, but shoot, Miami was missing 4 players. So this was anyone's game. And the fact that the Heat won last night, and not only won, but the way that they won, having a 20-point lead, stuffing your foot down the throat against your competition in their home court, says something about this squad. Now, my boy right here, boy wonder, Tyler Hero, did some damage. 26 points, 7 rebounds, a steal. I mean, people were saying that Tyler Hero has absolutely no defensive game. I know his defense has been a liability, but the dude is averaging a steal and a half a game. I saw Tyler Hero be more consistent on the defensive end, and guys, I'm loving it. Because this Miami Heat team, Erik Spoelstra, he's helped players that have had no defensive game evolve. Look at Chris Bosh when he came to the Heat in 2010. He was not known for his defense. And by the time the end of his career came around in Miami, he became way better defensively. Goran Dragic was another example as well. Erik Spoelstra makes these players hold their own. Guys like Tyler Hero, guys like Duncan Robinson, they've evolved their defense being on this team. So mad props to Tyler Hero. Dude was obviously the player of the game, but he wasn't alone. As y'all see, and I've said this before, the new big three for the future of the Miami Heat, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Jaime Jaquez Jr., they did not disappoint. You got 17 points from Bam Adebayo with 11 rebounds and 4 assists. Bam Adebayo, you guys, is just showing that he's Mr. Reliable with this Miami Heat team. He's breaking double-doubles. He's showing that he is truly the defensive player of the year. Mad props to Bam Adebayo. Jaime Jaquez Jr., 39 minutes, 17 points, 7 for 15 for the field. He gives you 5 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, he even went up on his Rookie of the Year player rankings. He went from number 3 to number 2 over Victor Wembanyama. And that, you guys, is respect being given to this kid from the NBA because he's not a starter like Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren. I know he started last night, but if you look at all the players that have Rookie of the Year candidates, he's pretty much one of the only ones coming off the bench doing it. So, I understand. Look, there were some people in my comments yesterday saying that the Miami Heat haven't done right by Jimmy Butler. The Miami Heat have not given Jimmy Butler the players he needs. I don't think that's the case, y'all, because when Jimmy Butler's not playing, this team is doing damage. Now, I know I've said in the past that load management sucks and I'd love to see the Miami Heat actually play their players, but the fact that we don't have a fully healthy roster pretty much all season, we haven't had it, and the fact that we're 9-12, 4th seed in the Eastern Conference, that tells me that the Miami Heat are the most dangerous team in the NBA because ain't nobody want this smoke in a 7-game series. I don't care who it is. To play the Miami Heat in a 7-game series fully healthy with Hemi back in playoff mode, ain't no team want this smoke. This Miami Heat roster is way better than what we had last season. And ladies and gentlemen, last season with a depleted roster, we went to the NBA Finals. So can't nobody tell me that the Miami Heat are not a true contender. Bill Simmons, a Boston Celtics lifetime fan who hates the Miami Heat, calls the Miami Heat the most dangerous team in the Eastern Conference. That's the level of respect that we're finally getting from people because I'm telling y'all, not only do we have the best coach in the NBA, you got the best playoff performer in Jimmy Butler, the best two-way performer in Bam Adebayo, one of the best scorers in the NBA in Tyler Hero, and one of the most biggest diamonds that the NBA has in Jaime Jaquez Jr. We, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be unstoppable moving forward. Now, I want to give flowers to a few other people because I'm talking about our big three last night, but I got to give flowers to the man who I feel is truly the player of the game. I like to give, the little dark horse player of the game, and that's Jamal Cain. Last night, boy gives you 18 points in 28 minutes, 7 for 14 for the field. I mean, I've said this before, you guys, and I'll say it again. We don't know what's going to happen after this season. Caleb Martin's going to be in a contract year. Haywood Highsmith is going to need a new contract. We don't know what's going to happen with Josh Richardson. But guys like Jamal Cain, guys like Haywood Highsmith, those guys are going to be called next. If Caleb Martin doesn't come back next season, just slide Jamal Cain or Haywood Highsmith. That's the great thing about this Miami Heat team. And that's the reason why we didn't overpay to bring back guys like Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. Look what's happening with Gabe Vincent over there in the Lakers. Don't want to knock it. It's just bad luck. Max Strus is having a great time in Cleveland. He's having a great season. But we've replaced that. Instead of giving Max Strus $64 million, we just got Jaime Jaquez Jr. Instead of giving Gabe Vincent the money that he wanted, we just brought in Josh Richardson in the minimum. What this Miami Heat organization provides you guys is amazing. Can't no other team match what we do. Ain't no other team out there with all these undrafted players that we've had in the past that's given the success that we have. But you guys, there was a big sighting last night. I don't know if you guys saw it. I'm sure y'all did, but we had a Nikola Jovic sighting last night. I know fans have been clamoring for Nikola Jovic. Last night he gives you 20 minutes, 11 points, a plus 10 for the field, 4 for 5 for the field. Nikola Jovic is that diamond, you guys, that I've talked about. What have I said in the beginning of the season? The guy that I feel that's going to be the perfect power forward next to Bam Adebayo is Nikola Jovic. But he's not ready. He's not in Jaime Jaquez's level yet. He's 20 years old. He doesn't have the experience that Jaime Jaquez has. Jimmy Butler has even said that Nikola Jovic is going to be that guy when he moves on into the sunset. Nikola Jovic is a project. Jamal Cain is a project. Haywood Highsmith is playing now and playing well, but he's still a project. Let's not forget you got Jaime Jaquez, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo. Ladies and gentlemen, not only is our present been set, not only are we a contender for the 2024 NBA championship, but the Miami Heat have set themselves up for the future. And I get that some fans are thinking, man, you need to give Jimmy more. No, we don't. What we have is amazing. People are not understanding that, and I get it, you guys, and I've said this myself in previous videos. You give me an opportunity to upgrade this roster, I'm cool with trading Kyle Lowry and Caleb Martin. However, if we don't make a trade at all this season, it's not bad. I need Heat fans to understand this. What we have is just enough. Now, I will say one thing. I personally would love an upgrade at the starting power forward position. Bam Adebayo has said it in the past, and it was recently said in the OG podcast with Udonis Haslem. His natural position is the power forward. He's not a center. And I know people have thrown shade saying Bam Adebayo, he's a short center, he's not good enough. Last time I checked, he's one of the best centers in the NBA, and he's taking it to all the centers. But what I would like to see the Miami Heat do is get a taller power forward. A guy that can shoot threes. A guy that can space the floor. Because right now, who's starting next to Bam Adebayo? Caleb Martin or Haywood Highsmith. Two guys that are 6'5". Undersized power forwards. We know that Splo likes to play a small lineup. But I feel if you get a guy with that size next to Bam, it's going to make us better. It's going to make us compete with teams with size. Teams like Milwaukee and others. Haywood Highsmith and Caleb Martin, it's not the fix. I love them there, and it's working. I know that Eric Spoelstra is great in matchups. He'll throw in Kevin Love as the starting power forward if he has to. But Kevin Love is perfect on what he's doing right now coming off the bench as the backup center. The other options we have is Thomas Bryant or Orlando Robinson. It's not good enough. I think Kevin Love has been doing fine. Look what Kevin Love did last night in 13 minutes. 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Oh, my God. It's good enough. It's good enough. Those beautiful outlet passes, the fact that he can hit the three-point shot. Kevin Love is everything you need with a backup center. Now, we're going to have to live and die with Duncan Robinson. Last night, he gives you 5 points, 2-11 shooting, 1 for 6 in the field. It is what it is. I'll take the good games, the bad games, we're just going to have to deal with it. That's what happens with guys like Duncan Robinson. But I will say this, Duncan was a +5 out there. And for those of you that don't really understand the plus and minus averages, that means what you bring to the table and what you help on the court. If you're a negative out there, that means you're hurting your team. He wasn't. He was doing just fine. Guys, I understand that there's teams out there with better records than the Miami Heat. I understand that Boston is number 1. I understand that Milwaukee is second. And I get that Philly's third. But I'm saying this to you guys. I don't care. I don't care. I know Miami's better than Philly. I know in my heart the Heat are better than Milwaukee. You don't believe me? Just go in the previous seasons. We whooped that ass in the bubble, and last year they gave us their best and we beat them. Now, say what you want about Giannis's injury. Last time I checked, Game 4, Game 5, he wasn't injured and the Heat won both games. But here's the difference from Milwaukee last year to this year. This year, they suck donkey dick on the defensive end. But offensively, they do their thing. In a 7-game series, I'll put my money on the Heat over the Bucks. The only team that I feel that can beat us in the East is the Boston Celtics. And as much as I'm a Heat fan, as much I do not like the Boston Celtics, I got nothing but respect over there for Boston. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, them boys doing some work in Boston. So I would love nothing more than to see a rematch of the Eastern Conference Championship, the Heat and the Celtics. You want to go against the best. But in a 7-game series, I don't think any team wants this smoke. Now, I will say this. The Heat are going to have to look at a buyout opportunity. I don't think a trade is necessary. I've been saying that recently. I'm loving this Heat roster. I'm going to live and die with this squad. I know we've talked about trading Kyle Lowry. I know we've talked about trading Caleb Martin. These are 2 guys with expiring contracts. I get it. But you guys, Kyle Lowry is proving this season especially that the benefit that he brings and what he does for this team does not show in the box score. Last night, you saw Eric Spoelstra go with a different backcourt. When Kyle Lowry was out, I'm thinking, all right, Tyler Hero's going to start at the point guard. This is going to be great. It's going to give him an opportunity to get to be a better ball handler, to get more experience. I was assuming they were going to start Tyler and Duncan in the backcourt. Spoelstra went a different way. He started R.J. Hampton and Tyler Hero. I didn't like that. This is an opportunity that you can use Tyler and Duncan in the backcourt, and he didn't do it. That tells me that Spo is going to continue to go with Kyle Lowry as the starting point guard. I believe that in the playoffs, when you're playing against some of the best teams in the East, I think it'll be better to start Tyler Hero instead as the point guard. But I'm not the coach of this team, and Kyle Lowry has been doing enough. I know people have clamored to trade for Kyle Lowry. He's on the last year of his contract, and he's doing good this season. Unless you're getting an upgrade, I don't think there's a need to do it. But I will say this. The Heat really need to look into the buyout market this year. If you have an opportunity to get somebody that can play next to Bam as the starting power forward and that can give you the same versatility that Kevin Love brings, man, we're going to be even more dangerous. You guys, the dream. I've said this before. We don't need to trade for a superstar. You need to make an upgrade like you did in 2020 when you got Jay Crowder and Andre Iguodala. And a guy that I would love to see on this team is Kelly Olynyk. If there's a way that the Miami Heat can make it happen, my God, that would just be incredible. Kelly's played for this team before. He's 7 foot tall. He's big. He hits the 3-pointer, and he can create the spacing on his own with the ball. That's the perfect power forward next to Bam Adebayo. I wish we can bring Kelly Olynyk on this team. But the only way it's going to happen is if we trade for him. And if we trade for him, you're going to have to give up Duncan Robinson or Caleb Martin. I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe Caleb Martin, a future first-round pick, and throw in a salary filler like Thomas Bryant maybe. But I don't know. I prefer a buyout. Let me know what you guys think. Kelly Olynyk to me is the perfect dream. Lauri Markkanen, all these guys we've talked about in the past, you're going to have to give up a lot. For a guy like Kelly Olynyk, it's a small trade. He can upgrade your roster, and he can help us win. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that. Let me know what you think about the game last night. Let me know what you think about this team moving forward. How you liking this squad? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We the 4th seed. But please, guys, take a moment. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that notification bell to get all my latest updates. Got to Interesting video for you guys tomorrow. Want to do something a little bit different on the rumors and trade mix. Let me see what's going on, but I got something good for y'all tomorrow. Thank you guys for the love and support. Until next time, your boy Ernest out. That's enough said. Let's go, Heat.